Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I know it's been a minute since I've been live, but I'm always nervous about the audio. So, can you guys hear me? Is the audio good? Hi, Serena. Hi, Sharon Sipe. Debo. Okay, good. Just trying to get me some incense going. Some aromatherapy. Good morning, everyone. If you are not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe because that is the only way you'll be able to comment. Because I have it on subscribers only to comment. But if you subscribe and within 5 minutes you'll be able to comment. It keeps the trolls down to a minimum. Because I know we're all over it with the dang trolls. But on that subject, I have been noticing a lot of the Trump supporters that are usually trolling, especially on, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, all of that. They're changing their narrative a little. Because now they're saying, thank you, butterfly kisses. Now they're saying, to any of the comments, they're going, they're all lying. Both sides lie. Which is a little bit of a shift because they're not like wholeheartedly 100% back in the Republicans anymore. And I do believe, and every time I feel like those are the ones that are not going to vote anymore. You see, because if both sides, they cannot bring themselves to vote Democrat, and they believe now that both sides are now lying, they're just going to abstain from voting, which a non-vote for a Republican is a vote for a Democrat. So, okay, got some good smelling stuff going on. Let me put this down. Okay. Hi, everyone. Hi, Linda Sandoval. I got all my peeps in here. It's good to see everyone. Let me see if I can get you down here so I can see you better. Sherry, voices from the swamp. It still makes me giggle. Hello from Austin, Texas. Have you been able to meet Beto O'Rourke? How many people have been able to go to any of Beto O'Rourke's assemblies or gatherings or whatever he's calling them and meet him? Because if you have, I'm jealous. I'm just a little jealous about that. Here we go. Yeah, I think the Republicans are finding out that their big win of overturning Roe versus Wade has handed over the most of the races to the Democrats. I mean, look at the miracle that just happened in Alaska. Either Sarah Palin, they can't stand her, and they can't stand her that much that they would vote a Democrat in, or Alaska's just as done with the Republicans as we are. Darn. But I do think that they definitely gave us a win. Yep, row the vote. Exactly. I'm just watching everybody come in. It's been a whirlwind couple of weeks for me. Oh, yesterday in the video with Danny Shay and Lori, if you haven't seen that, go back and watch that. But a lot of people were commenting. I haven't seen anywhere where they have publicly announced that the DOJ has put in their rebuttal or their whatever to that judge. And I'm sorry about that, because when I look back, I'm like, where did I hear that? Why did I say that? Number one, of course, I know that they're going to. Number two, it was hang on a minute. What I read was the amicus brief. And that's what I thought was what they had put in for a, what is it called? Why can't I think? I'm live. My brain doesn't work while I'm live. Their appeal. I thought it was the appeal, but what it was is the amicus brief. The appeal. Thank you. What I was reading, where all of the judges, even the Republican judges, were weighing in on her decision. Like, you don't have anything here. You shouldn't be even. You should have removed yourself. You're an appointee. You know what I mean? They just kind of, I think it was less than a 30-minute read on that. So I'm so sorry about that. But they have not announced publicly that the DOJ has made an appeal, although I know that they will. Right. Something would be very wrong if they didn't appeal. Yeah, they're going to appeal. So I want to throw a few cards on that and see when they do, how that's going to go. I know we did a little bit of that yesterday, but I really want to do it right here. Right now. Woo! Shuffling is loud, people. Just be aware. She should be forced to recuse herself. I agree. She's just a lackey. She has now tanked her reputation that was already tanked from the get-go because she was appointed by Trump. And there's already a stain. Now she just added to that a stain that she has. Oh, thank you, NH. Is that Mountain Dancer? Thank you. I appreciate that. So let's see what the appeal is going to be. False Teeth, Real Tarot. Hi, honey. Marie Henson's here. I dance on a mountain. Nice. Okay, let's see what the appeal is going to be. Well, there's going to definitely be a whole lot of people on board with their appeal. Mutual agreements. Multiple priorities, management, adaptability. Ace of Wands, they're going to get it done. They're going to get it done. Her standing is not going to hold. Happy family. So they're standing, and I got the Ace of Swords on the bottom. I mean, the appeal is going to move everything forward. They have a lot of power behind them because of what she did. And I know yesterday we talked about that. It's like what she did literally brought more chaos to Trump and to everything that they have been doing. It just brought more bad light to what they were doing. So, oh, hi, Deborah Anderson. Thank you. There's a lot of videos on the membership side. I have a few videos over there that talk about my journey, my story. There's a lot over there. All right, what else are we going to look at? Nancy, if you're watching, yes, I'll help you with the 9 candles. I just saw your email if you're watching, Nancy. Just let me know. We'll work it into the schedule. So next week, from the 13th to the 17th, I will be in Washington, D.C. My late husband is buried in the Arlington Cemetery, and his birthday is September 16th. So I want to be visiting his tombstone on the 16th of September. At least I'm going to try to. So I'm debating on, you know, how sometimes when I go on trips, I will videotape them and take you guys along with me. I'm debating. I don't know if is that distasteful? I don't know sometimes. Sometimes I miss the mark on that. But you guys let me know. Is that distasteful to take you on a journey of me go visiting my late husband, or should I just leave that private? And the reason why I ask is because if anybody knows anything about me, you know, the one thing that as growing up in a organized religion, as I did with the trying to indoctrinate me, the one thing that I struggle with the most sometimes is social settings. It really took me out of the navigation of understanding social settings with other people, because my teachings were totally against what normal social settings were, because they didn't want me there. They didn't want me to learn about how other people lived. They didn't want me to understand that the world believed differently than the organized religion that I was in. And so that's the reason why sometimes I have to literally ask what the social norm or the social thing is. And if anybody's been following me for quite some time, you know that I slightly miss the mark sometimes. But I try. I've gotten so much better. I try. All right, so not at all, Sheila. My opinion is greetings from Dublin. Hi. Sharing your visit is just fine. I know somebody said that this might be private time. I understand that too. And it's not like I'm going to, you know, videotape my whole visit with my husband, you know, at his gravesite. That would be, I think, very distasteful. But you know, just kind of document, because I'm also going to go and do DC stuff. I'm going to be at the reflective pool. I'm going to try to get to some of the museums. I'm going to try to see how close I can get to, you know, the Capitol and things like that. But we'll see how I feel. So if I decide not to, you'll understand. But if I may just do a little bit. Who knows? I was thinking about going live while I'm at the Capitol to kind of show you guys, you know, what it really looks like. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that. Like, what is really going on there for the ones that are not there? Yeah, I don't mind. Electra, is that Electric Storm? Electra Storm? Yeah. Email me. I'll be more than happy to meet up for coffee, or, you know, just a good hello. Or if you guys want to do a meet and greet while you're there, let me know. I'd be more than happy to kind of set up a space to do that. no problem. It's going to be a free space. Maybe, but yeah. If anybody can tell me, is there yeah, I don't mind. I try to get a hold of Sheila, the other Sheila here, and she's working, but I was trying to figure out how to also meet up with her at some point, but she's busy. She's busy. Okay, back to questions. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed. The reason why you're finding if you haven't subscribed, the reason why you can't comment is because I have it on only subscribers. It keeps the trolls down to a minimum. But if you subscribe and wait 5 minutes, you'll be able to comment. So just know that. And anyway, subscribe anyway to, come along with my journey. My journey can be random at some point in time. Sometimes I get things wrong, but I am okay with that if you're okay with that. I'm only human. But mostly I'm right. Taylor, you want to, yeah, guys, email me and maybe I can do a little thing. I'll put it on my community page that I'll be at this time, and it's going to be in a public setting, so I'll be safe. Yes, please hit the like button. Absolutely. Okay. All right, a question. Any questions out there? Yeah, Linda, Lyman is only like two hours away from me. Bannon is getting indicted tomorrow. Apparently, as the news would have it, is that he's going to turn himself in. Let's see how much trouble he's going to be in with that. Of course, Trump gave him a pardon for the federal side. Is that right? But he couldn't give him a pardon for New York. So the pardon from New York is not going to work where he's going. So let's see. Let's check that out. Oh, I can put my spirit box on if you'd like. Want to do that? I can do that. Those are fun. The spirit box is from, let's see, from GhostTube. You can actually download that onto your whatever device that you have. And let's see if the volume. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. I have it on now. So if there's anything coming through, which my daughter, who has like a sleep thing that she puts on every night that kind of tracks what she's doing, if she's storing, if there's any noises or anything like that. And she keeps on, up in her room, keeps on picking up on a little child. And she has like 2 recordings of a little child that's around her at night. For some reason, none of it's really scary. Some people might think it's scary, but none of it's really scary. Okay, back to Bannon. But I do have it on, so if there's a word that comes through, you'll hear it. Do you plan on making any more ghost tour videos? Yes, I do. We have October coming, so yes, I do. And usually you can find them. Sometimes I'll post them on the normal, and then I'll pop them over to members only, so that my members can go back and watch them. So, all right, Bannon. Well, so Rebecca. That's my neighbor's name, Rebecca. So inspiration, new opportunities, growth, potential. That's kind of what the him being indicted. They have, their action. They're taking action against him. And the action that they want to take against him the most is loss of money. So they're going to try to take money. The Empress came in inverted. Also confusion, enemies, obstruction. Strong courage, independence, ongoing. The burden of responsibility is on them, but they also have mastery and skill. So I don't know if he's going to get jail time out of it, but he's definitely going to have to pay some stuff. And this is all about when he took money for the wall. Because if you remember back, I think it was 2017 or 2018 or something along that lines, they had this big, huge, they wanted a wall at the border. They wanted the wall at the border. And, the government, the other side of the government, like, no, we're not going to give you money for that. It's ridiculous. We're not going to give you money for that. And then the Trump supporters then started a thing where they donated like millions of dollars to this border wall. And then Steve Bannon took it and bought like a boat. I mean, that's what he did with the money. So he is being charged with fraud. And then here's the thing is, once the Republican Party noticed or realized what was going on with their money, that should have cut them off, but it doesn't. I need to find out. Let's find out why the Trump supporters still will donate, even though that they know that their money is not being funneled correctly. So let me see what cards I have here. See my seer cards? My seer cards. And I have my other cards. Why? Why do the Republicans still funnel money to Donald Trump where they know that they're just paying his bills? Why do they keep on doing it? What do they think they're going to get out of it? Oh, thank you, Sharon. Don't remind me to do Rick Scott. Now my cards say that they love Trump. They love Trump. I'll give any money, whatever you want, whatever you need. None. Whatever you need, whatever it is, I'll give it to you. Then the Seven of Pentacles, sudden gain, investment. I'm investing in our future, my future. That's a different perspective. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles, which is practical, business-like. It's a business for them. It's a business transaction. And here, they're investing in their security, in what they believe and what they want. They really, truly believe that that money is investing in their security and to be able to live the way they want to live. But that's not where it's going. And heartbreak. Look at this. These are the two, the suffering and the heartbreak. They're not getting what they want. They're the bitter cover up. They're not getting what they want out of it. It's like having an addiction. You know, that drug will rob you of your family, of your job. It'll rob you of everything that you hold dear. But you got to have it. It's an addiction. Nothing else matters. Wow. Okay. Rick Scott. Go ahead and I'm going to read on Rick Scott, but what is the exact question you wanted from Rick Scott about Rick Scott? Let's see if I can pull that up a little. And Bannon's face looks like it's rotting off. I agree with you. I agree with you. It does look like that. Question: do you see another country investing or bringing any type of legal action against Trumplicans for his handing of their secrets? Ooh, that's a good question. Let me see if any foreign countries, and we'll get back to Rick Scott, if any foreign countries can come after the United States for their secrets being exploited through Trump. Because to be honest with you, that country can go after, the United States for his actions. Let's see what's going to happen. It's a very interesting question. Foreign affairs.
Higher.
Well, they definitely, I got the Empress. So they definitely have something, but it's a huge burden on that other country to go after, like the United States. So it would be a huge burden to apply that. And it's almost like it'd be the downfall of that country to go after a bigger country like this. It'd be a downfall. And hi Ian, they don't want their secrets to be out in the open. It would be a downfall. It would be a definite burden and a downfall and a stagnation. So public recognition on it. I don't think anybody would really go after it like that. They would have to do it a different way. I don't know which way, and I don't know how that works. I really, really, really do not know how that works. I would have to do some investigation on that, but it kind of makes me feel like that other country going up against the United States would be a huge burden and maybe a deficit in their country to do that. They may sanction, our country, sanction the people going into there, and they may have that, as a rebuttal, or but I don't know. I don't know too much about it, and my cards are really not saying anything. Then it'd be a huge burden for them. So, but great question. Something to think about. If it's, let's see. If it's the secrets of Israel, which I think it is, then he will have Mohammed coming for him. Why I think Israel Kushner got $2 billion from Saudi, and it says no, $2 billion from Saudi, and they hate Israel. 45. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be another a video that I can do. Probably nothing unless they are the video showing them running in and out of there. Interesting. I want to read on how much compromise. How much is the breach? That's all I'm going to read on, is how much is the breach, how much is our secrets and other people's secrets and everything, because of Trump, have been compromised. It's trapped. That's the word that came up. Trapped. For anybody who is wondering where those words are coming from, I have this ghost tube where it's running throughout the whole thing, and it's listening, and so words will pop up, whatever is being said. Now, the theory is that this is coming from spirit, or somebody's around me, or something along that line. That's the reason why words are popping up every so often. It's not my phone, it's not Siri or anything like that. Lustful adventures. So the compromise were for the people who lusted. So Trump lusted after money. Other countries lusted after our secrets. So the lust is there. News travels. Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles have been coming up so much around Trump. There is just so much. So financial. Because Trump, all of his money that Trump has is somebody else's money. Either they have donated it to him. He's using somebody else's money. So he himself is broke. So everything has to come through somebody else's dealings, a use of somebody else's materials, future planning, success through strength and vision, courage to overcome obstacles. Now, this is the compromise that we've had in this country. Craftsmanship, a new beginning, the naive, the justice. So what the cards are coming up with is, the compromise is there. However, we're still a strong country. The practical solution, the teamwork, we're still a strong country. They have to reinvent the wheel. They have to change things. They have to stop the information that's going out and change the information and change how the breach was, because justice, the truth. So that's kind of something. The honor, the equality, the justice saved, justice served. It's almost like the United States behind the scenes are going, if you use that information, we'll come after you. That'll be an act of war. If you decide that that information that you got from this guy, we have something for you. That's kind of how it feels. Like behind the scenes, our military and our top people who are worried about all of that has given a warning. It won't go well for you. So there we have that. Okay, so I may have missed it. So go ahead and post that question you wanted about Rick Scott. What exactly did you want to know about Rick Scott? Thank you, False Teeth. Sorry, this looks awkward, but I'm just trying to read the chat. And you know how awkward reading is for me, so it takes me a little time. I've been learning a lot about my dyslexia and what it does to my brain and how I function and how I, the difficulties that it brings. But also spiritually, how my dyslexia has amped up other parts of me. So, okay, will he be indicted for taking RNC money? Okay. Let's see if the Republican Party is going to go after him for the lost money. Have they proven that he took it, or is it just like he spent it all on Trump and his legal problems and anybody else? I would not be surprised if they find out that money has gone to fund a few lawyers for any of the insurrectionists. I think it got funneled into a lot of that as well. That's my feeling on it. That they're going to find some lawyers were paid off, the ones that didn't have the money to pay for this, to pay for that. Petty conflict and bickering. So they're really angry with him. The normal Republicans they're arguing about what's going on. So there is some infighting about what he did and how he did it and not liking what he did. So there's that. They're not all happy with him. Well, it talks about Rick Scott as being in charge of it. He was the boss. Or the money went to the boss, Trump. Yep. Illusion, fear, anxiety. So there's like a whole river of money being transferred under illusion, under lying, under deceit. We all know that. You don't need me to tell you that. But the cards are at least confirming that that's exactly what happened where he was do that. In Mar-a-Lago, it was going to Trump. And it was going to all of his legal problems and paying this off and paying that off, the insurrection. That's where it's at. That's where it's been. They were hoping that at some point in time, Trump would be put back into office. Maybe Rick Scott has that delusion. and then all of that money nobody would notice it. Yep. Changing the priorities with him. High Priestess accepting the life's misery. They're accepting their loss. Discovery. So this is the discovery of what happened. Let me see how much they have discovered. Let me see if I can get into the discovery. If they're going to ever do anything. Or are the Republicans just going to put it underneath the rug because they definitely don't want that out. Where it went to, that would just, let's see. It's been a long time since I've been live. It's fun. King of Wands, the born leader, the visionary. They're going to claim his innocence. Well, we have help. It says help. They're going to claim his they're going to blame it all on him. Like, he did it. He did it. He did it. He did it all on his own. He did it all on his own. He is worried. He is really worried. And so are the Republicans are very, very worried about that. They are supposed to have abundance, but it was given away. It was given away. And then they're going to put it in front of some law. So it doesn't say like they're going to go after much, but they are afraid of the law. They are afraid of the emperor. They are afraid of the authority getting into it. So that's probably a long ways off. We'll probably never, ever, ever hear about that again, to be honest with you. Maybe a brief little search somewhere. Did the Republicans know and see if the information that Trump had? How old is America? How is America going to heal? Okay. Can you look at if the military, will they come up with a better ideas to recruit more people to the military? Better ideas. Okay, do the Republicans know? I want to know if the Republicans knew what Trump was doing at Mar-a-Lago. I do want to know if they knew. Did they know that he was holding that on? Did they know what he was doing with all of them? Jim Jordan just literally popped into my head for some reason. Jim Jordan. I think a lot of them knew, because the practical solution, the conflict of what he was doing, they knew about the deceit and the lie and the burden of responsibility that they had to keep all of that, under wraps. They knew. They knew the rumor. They knew, they heard, they just turned the other way, as they all do, because he was supposed to be forced back into the White House. If Trump was able to do what they wanted to do, was to force him back into the White House and steal the election like they wanted, none of this would have been a problem. None of it. So it was almost, I don't want to hear about it. I know about it. Don't tell me about it. You know, they knew. They heard the rumors. They knew. Really? George Clooney has a special on HBO about Jim Jordan this month? I think I remember hearing a few things. There is a special that talks about it and kind of goes over what's going on or what happened. Something along that lines. I'm going to read on him real quick because he literally just popped in my head. I want to know how much he really knows and how much involved he really was. He almost feels like I'm doing this because the Democrats deserve it. They deserve it. That's how he comforts himself. They deserve it. We have to act like this because they deserve it. Ugh. My cards tell me the hermit, the inner guidance, he was almost like the person, the voice, like, no, you got to do it this way. You got to do it that way. You got to say this. You got to say that. He's like in there with this.
Who is she?
Who is she? I don't know. In there with that voice. In there with. That's
False.
What he was. False. Two of Cups and Temperance. Giving it all. He had to keep the balance of what he was doing in the public and the balance of what he was doing behind the scenes. That's what this is. He was balancing and juggling all of that. He was trying to control what was going on and what was being said. Jim Jordan has a huge control issue. And he had to look innocent. I mean, he's really doing this double thing. But he's got the deceit and betrayal. It's almost they're telling me that they're betraying him now. They're not investing in Jim Jordan as much as they used to. They're not listening to him as much as they used to. He is literally experiencing the rejection of the Republican Party, the majority of them. I'm going to look into that. That's what this feels like. He is being ostracized. Interesting. I have to tell you this information about the Republicans is, and I don't know if any other reader is experiencing this, but I am very upfront with everybody. Perfection is not my game. Close to it is my game. But the information that's coming through is so scattered and so in every direction with the Republican Party that sometimes it's really hard to pick up on little information that's coming through. We've been doing this for a while. I've been doing this for a while where I have literally have been taking, a good temperature on the Republican Party for over 3 years now, right? So I can feel when I can gather a big, huge chunk of information from the Republican Party, or I'm getting little tiny raindrops, as it were, that comes through. And that's what's happening right now. For some reason, it is very scattered. There is no cohesive big chunk of information that's coming through. So just remember that, especially when you're, with other readers that you trust, that's probably exactly what happened. It's what is happening. So I'm trying my hardest, trying to connect with anything that's kind of being thrown my way, or as I'm navigating through it, because we have lawmakers that have been in there for quite some time. They have a different energy about the whole situation. We have all the Trump supporters that absolutely refuse to remove themselves from Trump. And we also have the in-between people, right? The in-between people who are doubling their thing, like out in public, they're Trump. Behind the scenes, I can't wait till he leaves. So there's so much swirling around. There's no cohesive, which is good for us, because the less unified they are, the better off we are going to be as a Democratic Party, to get us to be unified and have a solid goal and a solid thing. So there's that. All right, back to Jim Jordan. I forgot the question already because I went off on a tangent. Go Beto. I was going to chase and see what's going on, the reason why they're ostracizing him. What is that all about? Yeah. They're disconnecting from him often. They're literally disconnecting from him. The deceitful spy. Ooh, they don't trust what he's doing. He is like a tattletale. This is what this person's saying. This is what the person is doing. He's the tattletale. Oh, Jim Jordan is a little, have you ever been in high school where once they hear something, they run to the other person and go, you just heard what they said. That's who he is. So they're not trusting him no more. And because they are his sleepless nights, he's not getting very much. He's really, really stressing over it. And the burden of his hard work. But he's the little tattletale. Yep, that's what he's doing. Okay, I often wondered what was going on with him. He's the little weasel. He's the little tattletale. So no, they're not including him in. They're not including him in the let's go out for pizza anymore, because he tattles on everyone. All right. Once Trump leaves, they will be clueless. They won't know what to think. That's been on my mind for quite some time. Let's talk a little bit about that too. Where when Trump leaves, because he's human, he will be gone one day. What are they going to do? Who and what are they? Is it almost like they will give up and go back to their little hermit lives where nobody's saying nothing anymore when he's gone, because he's not going to last. I agree. What will they do? And I know that the Democrats have been trying to wean Trump supporters off of Trump. That's the reason why this has been like a slow moving, hear this, listen to this. It's like this tiny chipping away at the base of Trump to let them know what's going on. It just makes me sick to my stomach when I see somebody flying an American flag now, because, you know, I used to look at that as like, oh, how cool is that? Now I look at it as in, oh, I know who you are now. And that's terrible. Terrible to have our American flag be associated with white supremacy and Trump and violence and the insurrection. You know what I mean? And it just makes me sick that we cannot retrieve our American flag back away from them. I agree, Pammy. Kissing and hugging the flag is worse. They have desecrated our flag by putting Trump's name on there. They have just taken it to a level of disrespect. They push it and push it and push it until now even the people who used to respect our American flag, we get sickening by seeing it now. Isn't that horrible what they've done to our country? Yeah. I can see if there's going to be a new flag. I don't think so. I think that I don't think so. I don't think they're going to change our flag just because of them. It's like that would be counterproductive. I think that we have to deal with those people first. All of their success and their hard work of what they have done to the flag, self-imposed, right? I mean, we have to take some sort of responsibility at some point in time that we allowed, even in our own lives, in our younger lives, you know, these people to spout off and act like they wanted to do. They thought, you know, they get to celebrate their hatred. They get to celebrate all of their things, but they are coming down. It's the way of it. You know how many times these white supremacy people keep on trying to raise their ugly head in this country and how many times they have been smashed down? Yes, they do a lot of damage when they do it. I am not denying that one bit. But they are coming down. It's almost like their last hurrah. Thank you, Foggy Ozark. Thank you. Their last hurrah. All right, so if there's anybody out there, I know I mentioned this earlier, but if there's anybody out there that can't figure out why they can't comment, it's because you have to be a subscriber in order to comment on my lives. If you subscribe, you have to wait like 5 minutes and then you'll be able to comment. It just keeps the trolls down. It doesn't allow just any troll to come into the thing. And if you subscribe and you're a troll, I will find you. That's how it's working. Because we're all done with it. When? I don't know when. So if you have any confusion on that, that's what's happening.
Drink.
Drink what? All right, so what's next? What else do we want to know? What else are we interested in? Okay. Lindsey Graham. I just saw that real quick. Lindsey Graham. It is our flag. That flag is ours. And we will reclaim it again. Lindsey Graham. Lindsey. Did he already testify? Does somebody know if he already did that or not? I know he was told he had to do it again, but I don't know if he did. Maybe somebody can look that up and see if he already testified. No, he hasn't. Okay, so let's see what the Lindsey is another man who honestly believes he's above the law. He's above the people around him. He has this grandiose ideology about who he is. And that's probably the alcoholic in him too. Alcoholics can do that as well, where they have this great big huge big egos, huge egos. So let's see what's going on with that boy. I feel like I need to use my haunted house deck with him. He's gotten worse. He's gotten more and more into the pool. Oh, and did you guys hear about them having videotape of some IT people down in Georgia who went in and tried to mess with the Dominion and Smartmatic voting machines, because the last voting machines were horrible and they didn't work, so they changed them, but they wanted to go in and see if they can destroy these guys too. Kind of makes you think. Makes you think the old voting machines kept
make a noise.
Make a noise. Kept all of the Georgia red. All of a sudden they get new voting machines, and all of a sudden Georgia's blue. And then they get caught trying to manipulate those too. That's a thinker. Yep, she held the door open for them to go in and see if they can tinker with the voting machines. My gosh, these people. It kind of makes you think of how many times somebody has won a race and they really didn't. Like Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, perhaps. Okay, Lindsey. See what's going on. Gluttony. Gluttony, ego, surrounded by all of his wealth. Charity. Another abundance, charity. This guy here is like in his wine in his cups. He literally has a wine bottle, so he's drinking a lot. his last rites, his last hope, his last hurrah with us. Being his red is he's suffering. He's suffering a lot. He's very in despair. Yeah. But he is trying to figure out how to get out of it. He's working with his lawyers. He's working with all of his law people. He's got more tricks up his sleeve. And then running away from the castle. Well, Lindsey, because his he's trying to shut me up. His deceit and his lies and his betrayal is going to be exposed. Is Lindsey going to leave? He's throwing all of his magic. Is Lindsey going to leave? He's under fire. Wait a minute. Is he going to leave if he gets caught up? No. But that just popped in my head that Lindsey's going to go, I'm done. I'm out. I'm done. Is Lindsey trying? Is he going to? He's on the verge of going, I'm done. He's going to, like, that's what it feels like. So Mitch McConnell has already said if he doesn't gain the Senate, he's leaving. I want to look into that too, to see if he's serious about that. But is Lindsey going to like? He's going to follow McConnell. Because Lindsey's reputation is now tanked. There's nothing left for him to even try to salvage. There's nothing. Even with his colleagues, with anything. He's sallied his, let's see. Have I just stumbled onto something that he's really, really thinking about? Because he has like, I have enough money, I can quit, because and hang up my hat, hang up my thing. And then I have the Eight of Wands, which is inverted. It comes up being forced to move. Like, he's not going to win another election. His reputation is solid. And then him seeing the big picture, seeing what's in store for him for his political career. He knows what's coming for him. He knows what they got, what the Georgia has on him. Wow. Okay. All right. Bye, Lindsey. Let me see if I can get what the voters think about him in his state now. Yeah, the responsibility I mean, balancing the forces. They're not as happy as he thinks that they are. The burden and the responsibility of what he has done. They want to get back to a person who's really grief and loss and regret with Lindsey. They want to get back to a good politician. They are done with it too. What? No. What? All right. Let's see if Mitch McConnell is serious about leaving. Is he really serious about that, or is he just trying to threaten the Republicans? Don't let them gain. I want to be back in. I can't handle not being in charge. That's Mitch McConnell, right? He's been in charge. I can't handle being the minority. That's him. So let's see if he's serious. Oh, maybe. He's serious. He's serious. That's the end. If he doesn't get back into being the majority, he's going to do something else. He's going to hang it up, just like Lindsey. Lindsey got the hangman too. Hang it up. Hang it up. And I think he's going to, and his wife apparently is involved in his decision, because the wisdom of his wife saying that's enough. Choices. He has many, many, many other choices other than being a lawmaker. Really? Well. He's serious. Mitch McConnell is serious about leaving. Come on, people. One way to get Mitch McConnell out is to vote Democratic and get these people, all of them in there. All right. Beto O'Rourke. Let me
Disrespectful.
Disrespectful. That's what the word just came up. Disrespectful. Mitch is 109 years old. For goodness sake, I agree. All of those ones that are, I am not a fan of all of the politicians and all of the lawmakers that are above like 75. I know that's counterproductive with Biden, but I wish we would all there's like a limit. 75 is your limit. You have to be out no matter what. You cannot go for re-election. And bring in some 30, 40, and 50-year-olds. And let's get some new blood, new thinking, more energetic energy into lawmaking. I'm on board with that. If we can get enough of a majority in the House and enough of a majority in the Senate, we can get all of these things done. The Republicans can't stop us or hinder us anymore if we can just get enough in there. We can probably impeach, Clarence Thomas because of his wife. We can hold all of the justices that keep on making bad decisions to support Trump, hold them accountable. We can pass a whole bunch of bills that help the people in this country to rise above all of the poverty. You know what I mean? There's just so much that this country can do. If we can send off trillions to Ukraine, imagine what as lawmakers can do with the money that stays here. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but it's like that's the talking point. That's what we keep on needing to tell everybody. It's like, we can get a lot done if you just give us the majority. Well, we don't have to worry about the Republican votes anymore, because they will always, they have proven it to us over and over again, they will always stop the agenda that helps the country, because they're only in it for themselves. Impeach these federal judges. Impeach these people who have done what they have done. The age limit, I want so badly for an age limit or a term limit to be done. I 100% agree. There should be no reason why these people get to have so many, and then they learn the process, and then they start destroying the country, destroying what we are trying to do. I agree. So that's my preach for the day. But it does look like Mitch McConnell is serious about it. When he said that he was going to leave, he's serious. And it looks like Lindsey Graham may follow in his footsteps, which we're all okay with that. Terribly okay with that. So here's something else. It was at New Mexico. Forgive me, I can't remember his name, but he was the one that was at the January 6th, and the judge says, nope, you're out, because you do not qualify for office, because you were involved in an insurrection on January 6th at the Capitol. I forget his name. Somebody can put his name in there. So this is also something I wanted to look at, is how is that judgment, for the first time in about 100 years, has a judge used the 14th Amendment on a lawmaker and ousted him from his position, right? So I want to know if this is going to affect Lauren Boebert, because they can use that ideology in the state of Colorado, or even if she wins it, they can go back and get her out. So I want to know if this is going to affect Lauren Boebert. Yes, on New Mexico, he was an insurrectionist. Yep. We cannot. I mean, she literally tweeted the location of Nancy Pelosi. How is that not participating in the insurrection? Correct. All of them. So that judge in New Mexico has set a precedent. Yeah, Cowboys. There it is. Yeah, that one. Okay, Lauren Boebert. How is this going to affect her? Well, the completion, the success of that law, the success of somebody using that law, this is the world recognition, the fulfillment, the success of it. So finally, a judge has taken that leap of faith and says, I'm not on board with this, and neither should the world, neither should this country. So that's good. And this right here is the perspective of it. Slicing that. This is the Queen of Swords. Just break through that barrier. So that's pretty good. Now, going to Lauren Boebert, her misfortune and her being in trouble and being moved out is a great, huge possibility because of her self-imposed actions. And we also have the opportunity this country has an opportunity to remove her because of that judge. So yeah, it does look like the state of Colorado. Let me see if anybody is going to implement that. But yeah, it has laid the foundation for any of them. Marjorie Taylor Greene, all of them. It has laid the foundation for them to remove them. I'm trying to see if thank you. Is it Michael or Michelle? I can't really see. Is it Michael or Michelle? Thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Colorado is literally looking at this. And the judge and the lawyers, they're literally looking at this for her. And especially in Colorado. Because of beware of deceit and betrayal, because of her deceit and for her betrayal. Now they're looking for a Queen of Cups, a judge and a lawyer and all of that that's going to emotionally be okay with taking that on. Yeah, Colorado's literally looking at this. Okay, let's see if Georgia is looking at it for Marjorie Taylor Greene. Because you guys got to think, even if Marjorie Taylor Greene comes into play, she gets back in, right? But if we keep if we keep the House of Representatives gained in the Senate, we could oust her. We can still oust her. So that's the reason why it's so incredibly important to do that. So the end game is not as much as they think their end game is. Thank God Marjorie Taylor Greene did not have any influence on any committee. She's just been... All right, Georgia against Marjorie. Let's see. I know that she's already been through her process and everything. I don't know if exactly what they can do, but she's already been through all of that. But we'll see if they have enough to bring it in front of a judge before or after. Before. Not yet. It's almost like they're going, we'll see what the voters are going to say. I don't think they're going to do anything about that because they're waiting for the voters. So, okay. They're waiting for the voters to weigh in on the midterms, and then they'll pounce on her again. I don't think she's going to get in, but let me see. I really don't. If you can tell, speaking of the IQ, between all of the Republicans that speak to their base, thank you, Tina Marie, speak to their base. Hi, Kathy W. It's good to see you. Speak to their base. They always speak to them in like a 9th grade education level because that's who their base is. It's sad, but it's true. Trump doesn't use big words. Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't use big words. Not that they can, not that they know of very many big words, but it's almost like it's very, very articulate where they have to make sure that they are speaking to their base, which is like at a 9th grade or lower education. Because if you put too many big words in, they lose their base. That's the reason why the Democrats, they have a hard time Trump's base has a hard time understanding what the Democrats are doing, because we as Democrats do use big words, and the lawmakers are using big words, and they just don't understand what they're saying. Therefore, they're going to always choose the people that they understand what they're saying. And I think it's strategic, to be honest with you. I do. So I don't know. I think that would be a great thing for the Democrat lawmakers to go into their districts and start, especially your heavily red district. Beto is really good at it. Beto really doesn't, he talks plainly. He doesn't use his higher education to speak to the people that he is in front of. He just literally talks plainly to them. So he's learning how to do that. And I wish the others would too. We understand as Democrats, we don't have to have a fancy word to follow you. We just don't. We get it. But let's see. Thanks, Patricia. Okay, let's see the race between Marcus Flowers and Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm going to again, I get Marcus Flowers, King of Cups, and the new beginning with the King of Cups. Again, I get Marcus Flowers, and the abundance of Marcus Flowers and him and the votes. It scares me too, because I know that she is in a red blood red, like disgustingly red district. But every time I read on that, I get again Marcus Flowers. So something happens, something changes them. There you go. Okay. I think I'm about done. I've been on for about an hour and a half. Let's read on. I have to read on. I'm going to read on all of the indictments and all of the progress of Trump's legal problems against him, and then I'll read on Trump and see how his little butt is doing nowadays, how he's feeling. And you know, I'm trying not to smile about all of his discomfort, but really, should I not be hoping that he is feeling discomfort because that's what he has done to this country? Should not. But let's look and see at all of his legal problems. See how much closer they are to indicting him, holding him accountable. I don't think Merrick Garland's
Flames.
Flames. It's just said flames. They're flames. They're hot. They're fire. My little ghost thing says flames. They're hot on his trail. Hot, hot, hot. Merrick Garland could care less about what's going on out there. He's just involved, and he is invested in his job. Hi, Sheila. Okay, let's see about his indictments. They're having trouble buttoning it up. They have, that's all it is. Eventually, the happiness here, but they are having a little bit of trouble buttoning things up. And we've known that for quite a while. So, reading the cards, they get close. They have happy cards, but then they have a monkey wrench thrown into it. And that's what their problems are doing. That's just probably Trump and his little antics and all of this good stuff. And these things that, you know, the monkey wrenches are impacting their ability to get an indictment on him. Okay. So I read that. Let me see how close. Let me see if I can get a close. I know I did a card and it said September. So I'm hoping, ooh, Sun, successful. Close. They're close. Sun, successful. Literally just popped right out as I was doing that. And the King of Wands, the born leader, the visionary, they're close at getting him in front of a judge. Okay. I'm going to go with that. Now let's look and see how Trump's feeling. Okay, Trump, shitty Trump. How are you feeling there? Who he is trying so hard to raise money. And covering the bitter cover-ups, throwing some magician on that, some black magic as they do. But he's feeling very, very tied up. He's feeling very, very restricted. The delusion has come out. His delusion is getting worse. Discipline. These are all major arcanas. There's so much major arcanas that are coming after him. So many. I mean, I keep on going. The burden, the responsibility, the tower that's coming towards it. I mean, he's crashing. He is fighting off the grief, the loss, the dysfunction. He is fighting off more lawsuits than you can shake a stick at. I mean, they're coming at him like left and right. He can't keep lawyers at every turn. It is unbelievable. The karma that's coming towards him. Justice is coming towards him. I mean, he's whoo. They're spinning him round and round and round and round, round and round and round we go. He's feeling the dizziness of it. He can't keep up. He doesn't want to he doesn't want to keep up anymore. He's getting exhausted as we are. Interesting. Well, Trump, tough. It comes around, goes around. What you put out in the world comes back to you tenfold. And we got to watch this on as a front row seat publicly on how the universe works in somebody's life. What you put out there will come back to you tenfold, and this is exactly what has happened to him. Yeah, I don't feel compassion for him anymore. Maybe somebody else can. Maybe somebody else can do that. I just don't have it anymore. So It is what it is. All right, everyone. I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you guys have a great, is it Wednesday? It's Wednesday. Okay. You know, being retired, you just, all the days just kind of mesh together. Happens. All right, everyone. Bye. Thank you.